Man, I hate when projects take longer than they should. These shocks are definitely fighting us a lot more than we thought they would. Not like anything to do with them coming in or out of the vehicle, or really anything that has to do with assembly or disassembly of the car side of things. It's really taking the old shocks apart that is what's giving us such a problem. So kind of went over this a little bit last time. Again, you have two pieces. You have this whole assembly here, and then you actually have a shock that slips inside, and getting this little threaded cover off here is what is giving us so much of a pain in the butt. I think Jake's bringing up a torch set because I'm out of oxygen here. He's got one at home, so I don't know if he's going to be able to bring it up today or if he's just going to grab the shocks and run home with them. So I mean, we're kind of at a standstill. It's literally just this that is giving us such a problem here. So we're gonna see if we can figure that out today. Right now, since I got up here a little bit before Jake did, I am actually going to give that thing its first maiden voyage of the year. I also want to take a bit today to just test fit these wheels. I got a really good deal on this one auto-on wheel that I was going to use as a wall piece. I literally picked it up for next to free. So I got the idea the other day that, shoot, maybe this will fit the Supra, and if it does, it'd be a set that looks a bit better than the VR4 stocks that are on there. And they're nothing crazy, not like a super good quality wheeler by any means, but if they work, it would be a cheap solution to a set of drift wheels, I guess. Who knows? They look better than these, and these are bent on a few wheels. And like, I kind of want to get these like refinished and hang those up on the wall, because I've always had a soft spot for Wingy VR4s and Stealths and whatnot. So it'd be kind of cool to have that like homage on the wall to the cars. But I think I'm gonna enjoy this thing for a little bit. Should be all warmed up at this point. It needs timing and lifters, but I'm not gonna go nuts. I just want to, you know, bring it around the block, get some heat cycles in it, and I haven't driven in a long time, so I figured it's about that time. These, I have to say, are probably, in my opinion, granted I haven't driven that many cars, this is my favorite street car, hands down. I think this car in stock form, which this one is basically entirely stock minus a chrome ECU and some hard piping under the hood. It's such a fun car to drive. I mean, it's so responsive, it handles so well. It's a bit heavy, and you can feel it sometimes, but very rarely does the weight of the car ever detract from the driving experience. And that's like one thing that, you know, to me, says a lot about the quality of the vehicle. And contrary to popular belief, I mean, the 6G is a good engine. They can handle quite a bit of power. My landlord here at the shop makes quite a bit on his, and I've definitely seen some pretty big power cars before. So not that I really plan on actually doing anything to this car. The idea was never really to build this car. I mean, these things are incredibly expensive to build as they are, but there are some things that I want to do, you know, maybe lower it a little bit more. It's on some tine lowering springs, and I hate lowering springs. So it'd be nice to put some like street advances and flexies in there or something to spice up the ride a little bit, because I really like the idea of having those, I think it's an EDFC box. It's like a, same idea as like a factory adjustable suspension, it's just Tine's version. So it's kind of cool. Little box sits in the top of the coilover dampener adjustment, and it can automatically adjust them from in-cabin. Not that, honestly, I think I'd ever have a need to use those. I just think they're cool. Now, I definitely should have thought about how to mount this camera before I drove off. I'm hoping this situation works out. Definitely not going to go very hard because, again, like I was saying, it needs some lifters and timing, but it is a very good sounding car. And the cool thing is, it's just such a planted vehicle. Like, this particular one doesn't actually have four-wheel steering. The second generation Stealth did not come factory with the four-wheel steering. My 1G VR4 did, and it was super cool the way it like changed lanes, the way it took corners. This is still pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for such a heavy vehicle, it really does do well in the corners. Yeah, it sucks I don't have a camera mount, so I gotta keep it somewhat safe here, but you get the idea. I mean, super fun car. I can't wait to push this thing a little bit harder. I've been bouncing the idea of bringing this to Brainerd International and actually running the track for quite a while at this point. Gosh, these cars, I don't want to break it. I want to work on it. That's the real thing. just some light pulls. I don't want to get too crazy into it. It's literally the first time this car's been on the road all year, so just want to break it in. It's such a relaxing car to drive. I mean, honestly, my Accord, my daily, is like the first silent car I've ever actually owned. I mean, this isn't that loud, and I love it. I love it. I think this is like the perfect example of a touring car. And the thing that scares me the most about modifying it is like taking away from that. Okay, maybe a drive shaft. Maybe a little bit more power would be cool, but I don't know. Sometimes horsepower isn't all that's there, you know? Gotta love it. I've been ended back there, so I turned back around. Might be able to hit it a little harder this time. Sorry, I'm kind of holding this thing in my mouth, so if it's kind of a bad angle, that's why. Yeah, fun car. Very fun. It's cool because you see boost so early. Like, that's definitely something that I'm not used to. And it's definitely welcomed, for sure. Ah, yes. Who do I hear? But it's Jake!
Hey!
I knew I smelled burning gear oil.
It's Rotella.
Absolutely. Dude, hot. Sick. Hopefully we can pop these shocks apart. Hopefully. Alright?
Yeah.
Alright. Man, I'll tell you what, if this doesn't help break those caps loose, I don't know what will. But I got my trusty goggles. I gotta adjust them so I don't blind myself. Go ahead and heat these up real nice. Try to pop them off like we did before. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. We got Cyclops over here. They look weird. The goggles are way more hardcore. Well, let's set this up, bust the fire out, see if we can make this happen. You know what time it is. About that time.
About that time.
It's about that time.
About that time.
All right, Jakey, I have never used one of these. You want to give us a quick rundown on how this dang thing works? Like that.
Like that.
Cool. So what do we got here? Oxygen, acetylene. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the point where we stop asking and where we make this just flow red, because there's no way. I mean, I was literally standing on it, Jake was lifting me into the air. No. Liquid wrench time.
Hold that.
I put the button in.
Yeah. We're not using that though.
Cool. That's a win right there. Apparently making things glow red really makes
Really
the whole
help.
process move a bit better. Oh my god! Yeah, this shock's really pretty good. Just to clean up. Oh! There she blows. Yikes. And that's how you make a huge mess in your nice shop. Sweet. Honestly, don't even care. We've been struggling with that for so long. Holy crap. So now comes the reassembly time. We're gonna go ahead and spray paint the top of this to put some paint back on where we've melted off. And then slip these in. We have the new nuts for the top that we were struggling to get off. So we're gonna do our due diligence to make sure that everything gets anti-seized first. Shoot, I would even go as far as to anti-seize the body of these shocks, but that's just me. But we're gonna go ahead and paint these up real quick. Move on to reassembly. I guess I'm not sure how you want to do it. Do you want to grease up this whole shock? Like the whole body of the John? Or you could even just put it at the bottom and let it slide up, you know? Just all the precautions. Because I think if we have to do a coilover conversion, we still need parts off of that, don't we?
Yeah, essentially when you do a coilover conversion,
You just like cut down here.
it's like 1.5 inches up off the base of this, and you weld it around here and
Oh, word. Here, you ready?
slip her in, bud.
All right, let's do this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think these need to be torqued that tight.
Just like that. Does this move around? Nope. I think you good call on it.
I would give it just a little bit more. Because with all that anti-seize, I'm not worried about it not coming back off, but we don't want anything vibrating loose. That's probably it.
That's probably good.
Sweet. Now it's a rinse and repeat process. Do the other side. And there we have it. Some loaded strut assemblies. Looking good. As I trip on them. So we got everything re-greased, put back together. Let's get them in the car, get these clamps off, get wheels back on, make sure everything's tight, and
Ship.
getting in some of the final bolts. Feels good.
Feels way good.
At this point, all we got to do is pop these compressors off and we're good to go. I mean, we honestly probably could have done that before putting the shocks on, I wonder.
Probably. It might have made it easier. Because then it would have been maybe some pressure on the hat.
Yeah. Well, shoot. Now that we've done it once, it'll be easy to do again. We put it together properly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, use grease and anti-seize where necessary.
Always. That way you'll be your own MVP.
Look at your head right in the shot. Oh man, it always feels so good to put a project back on the ground when you're done with it. Those shocks took us way longer than they should have. It was literally only that one part that we couldn't get off the front shocks. Held us up for 2 days. But hey, now that we've done it, we know we need acetylene to do it, so we can be prepared for next time. And we inevitably end up doing that one. But it is what it is. We had fun doing it. Because drive the Stealth around a little bit, and now we're gonna go see how these shocks feel. Incredibly excited. I absolutely love this Conquest. Love driving this thing. And unfortunately, the unfortunate side of this is we have a case of the missing inner tie rod ends.
Yeah.
Not quite sure where they went, so we're not going to do the outers until we have the inners, obviously, because they're ball joints on each end. We want to replace them at the same time, and I mean, we're not too far away from tires anyway, especially after what we're about to go do. So I'm probably best that we just save it and bust those out at a later date. But just kind of wanted to add that because we didn't actually end up doing that. Gotta do the checks. Is this the first drive?
Yeah, first drive this year.
First drive, you heard it here. Feel the difference? Were they bad before? I suppose the other shocks literally collapse under their own weight.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Good oil pressure. Good this, that, and the other thing. It's warm.
Pretty good.
Warm
Shocks feel
enough.
nice and tight.
tighten up.
I brought the stealth that way to the dead end down there.
We're going this way though.
Hello. That's not a cop, is it?
That is.
Is it really?
Yep.
Ooh. Yep. Well. That sucks. Well, at least we know the shocks work.
Yep. Yeah, dude, it went around that corner tight. Super tight. No body roll, nothing.
Yeah, even the cop was impressed. Woo! Pull this in so we can put it up in there and then we'll pull the Supra under it.
I really sweet talked my way out of that ticket.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Good work. Speechcraft plus 10. Oh! Damn it! We will get driving footage one day. I swear to God. On that bummer of a note, we have everything done that we want to get done. It's Sunday. I work at the butt crack of dawn. I want to go home. I don't care anymore. I appreciate everybody sticking around and watching. We'll be back up next weekend, hopefully to get some actual driving content in. I don't know why there's been so many cops up here, but we're gonna figure that out. But until then, stay safe, stay beautiful. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the content, and we'll see you guys next time.